First thing people noticed about Sergeant Lena Brooks was her size. In the cold, echoing intake hall of Redwood State Correctional Facility, Arizona, whispers followed her like shadows. She was heavy-set, slow-moving, and quiet, an easy target in a place where weakness was hunted like blood in the water. The prison gang noticed her immediately. 3 women from the Iron Serpents, the most feared female gang in the yard, watched Lena as she shuffled through processing. Tattoos wrapped around their arms like warning signs. They smirked when they saw her struggle with the chain around her waist. "Easy pickings," one of them muttered. Lena said nothing. Her eyes stayed low. She signed the papers, accepted the orange jumpsuit, and followed orders like a woman who had already given up. That was exactly what the Iron Serpents wanted to see. By the second day, the harassment began. It started small: shoulder checks in the hallway, food tray stolen in the mess hall, crude jokes whispered just loud enough for her to hear. The guards noticed but didn't intervene. In Redwood, inmates handled their own problems. Lena absorbed it all in silence. At night in her narrow bunk, she stared at the cracked ceiling and counted her breaths. Every instinct inside her screamed to react, to move, to strike, but she forced it down. This wasn't the battlefield. This was survival. On the third day, the Iron Serpents escalated. In the laundry room, steam fogged the air as machines rattled loudly. That's where they cornered her. 4 of them blocked the exit. One grabbed her basket and dumped her clothes onto the filthy floor. "Pick it up," the leader sneered, "or we'll help you." Other inmates turned away. No one helped. No one ever did. Lena slowly bent down and gathered her clothes. Her hands shook, not from fear, but from control. Beneath the soft flesh and tired posture was a body that remembered violence intimately. Muscles layered under years of neglect, reflexes sharpened by war. The gang leader laughed. "Look at you, can't even defend yourself." Lena stood back up. For a brief moment her eyes lifted and something ancient flashed in them, a stillness, a focus. The leader felt it and stepped back without knowing why. But the moment passed. The Iron Serpents walked away, already planning worse. They wanted to make an example of her, break her publicly, own her. That night Lena sat alone in the yard during rec time. The desert sky burned orange as the sun dipped low. Her knuckles tightened. She wasn't weak. She was waiting. Because what none of them knew, what no one in Redwood knew, was that Lena Brooks once wore a different uniform. One stained with sweat and blood. One earned through hell. And the Marine Raider inside her was running out of patience. The ambush came 3 nights later. The Iron Serpents waited until the cameras near the old shower block were down for maintenance. That alone told Lena everything she needed to know. Gangs didn't move without understanding the system. Neither did soldiers. As she stepped inside the dimly lit shower room, the air felt wrong, too quiet, too still. Years ago, in a desert halfway across the world, that same silence had meant only one thing: contact. The first punch came from behind. Lena rolled with it, letting the blow glance off her shoulder instead of her spine. Pain flared, but pain was familiar. She staggered forward on purpose, playing the role they expected. Now someone shouted. They rushed her. In less than 5 seconds, the room changed. Lena planted her feet, dropped her center of gravity, and moved, not wildly, not angrily, with precision. A short elbow crushed a windpipe. A palm strike snapped a nose flat. She hooked a leg and sent one woman crashing headfirst into the tile. Every motion was economical, no wasted energy, no hesitation. The leader charged with a shank. That was the mistake. Lena closed the distance before the blade could swing. Her hand locked the wrist, twisted, and the weapon clattered to the floor. A knee drove up into the woman's chest, stealing her breath. Lena leaned close, her voice calm and low. "Walk away," she said. The leader didn't. Lena put her down. By the time the guards burst in, alarms blaring, 4 inmates were on the floor, groaning and bleeding. Lena stood in the center, chest rising steadily, eyes clear. She didn't resist when the guards cuffed her. She didn't need to. The investigation moved fast, too fast. A former corrections officer recognized the way Lena had moved, the stance, the control. He pulled her file. What he found changed everything. Sergeant Lena Brooks, U.S. Marine Corps, Force Recon, later attached to Marine Raiders. Multiple deployments, commendations redacted, discharge marked honorable. Word spread through Redwood like wildfire. The Iron Serpent stopped looking at Lena. Other inmates stopped testing her. Even the guards treated her differently, not with fear but respect. In solitary, Lena finally let herself breathe. She hadn't wanted this. She hadn't wanted to hurt anyone, but some battles choose you no matter how far you run from them. When she returned to the yard weeks later, the space around her stayed clear. No whispers, no laughter, only silence. Lena sat on the bench and watched the sky. She was still paying for her past mistakes, still serving time, but one thing was clear now. She would not be a victim. Not here. Not anywhere. And Redwood State Prison would remember the day they learned the truth. That even in chains, a Marine Raider is never unarmed.